following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Демоны кружили надо мной, рассекали тернии и млечные пути, не знают счастья только тот, кто его злого понять не смог.
Red or blue?
Past. You have been doing in your classes for those 5 points. You've not been doing too good. 8. Not so good.
Man, who pulls up a roll for a whole week of psychic stuff.
Of psychic stuff. There's been a lot more focus on... it's getting harder and harder. It's like your workouts are becoming more specific. Like you have to achieve certain goals to get your pass grades, and if you fail, then you have to come back after dinner for optional mandatory punishment extensions because you haven't made up your grade. So if you can't make the rock the certain size and you can't hold it in this specific area or make it go through these hoops, you have to come back after school till you've done it. You don't get to sleep till you've done it. And because you are squad leader, if anyone in your class needs this, you have to be there too. Unless you're doing yours.
Fair enough.
Everyone's sort of relationship level is ticking along at the same level because no one's there to do that. Alvin is still Alvining. Yes. So at this point, all of you surely will know how to use your terminals to a basic degree. Also, there's no excuse for not knowing how to use those anymore. And finally, at the start of the new week, you are bundled into the auditorium with the projector in it again for another orientation video. This one is led by your favorite professor, Tara! G'day! Alright everybody, today we've got a great video that's years and decades of mutant trainees like yourselves have all watched, and it's really important because, you know, you're all at that certain age where things are changing about you, mutant powers where there were no mutant powers before, and you're starting to notice each other in a certain way, and we need to nip that right the fuck in the bud, apparently, because normal human relationships are not something mutants can have, right? Anyway, let's start the video and then we'll hold a brief discussion afterwards about what you've all learned from it. The mutant relationship, says Walt Disney.
Oh, Lord.
In every normal human life, the desire for companionship and the need to produce offspring may arise. In the normal progression of events, a young man would approach the family of a suitable young lady and request permission to begin courting. The black and white jumpy video shows like a clean-cut 40-year-old playing a teenager, knocking on the door, and like an army-type guy with the grey in his sideburns opening it with a pipe in his mouth, and he's like, shake hands! Come on in! Takes off fedora. Gosh, sir, that's swell, that sort of thing. That's the kind of video you're watching here. That... Oh, I've got crusty food on my top. I'll have to change it. I'll do that in the break. All things going well, a few years of supervised outings will ensue, followed by the permission from her father to propose. Once it is established that the young man can provide for a future family, permission is granted, and a few years later, a wedding may occur in a church before God. And you see a montage of these things happening where, like, the father's got the glasses on and he's going over bank statements and a checking book going,
Well, while this is happening, Alvin's passing around like a packet of sticks of gum.
You are not allowed gum in this room. No foods, no drinks. This thing is old and delicate. You're barely allowed to breathe around it. The happy couple would then proceed to bring new life into the world in the sanctity of marriage with the blessing of God. And they'd just got a kid. However, sometimes a mutant may wish to engage in this behavior. Sometimes a mutant may wish to engage in this behavior. The music changes to ominous. One's first natural reaction to this horror and revulsion is horror and revulsion, of course. But consider the rashness of youth. Lacking the wisdom which comes with age, the young man may see what seems to him to be a comely and suitable young lady, but is in fact a diseased mutant. He may approach and engage in a relationship, unaware of the deviancy she bears. When the time eventually comes for a wedding, the priest will obviously refuse, on the grounds of the mutancy in her blood. The young man, crushed and having been lied to, wasting many years, will often become depressed, and sometimes end his life. In another case, a depraved and lustful mutant male may prey upon an unsuspecting human woman, who, being naturally good in her heart, may not suspect. The images like this, like 1950s greaser, but he's got like a lecherous look about him, and he's like scruffy and scarred, and he's just like, plays with a switchblade.
I stalked. I was Tom.
Burn! Imagine if a child were to come about. How disease can spread amongst humanity, as the unknowing child may grow up and spread its disease to another, and in time, believing itself to still have a soul. Soon the human race would be gone, leaving only our fine art on a barren rock, devoid of all life. Mutants can seem like people, but their hearts are full of wickedness, and their blood is fouled with their curse. They may seem attractive, but that vision is a lure by the devil into hell. Dating a mutant may be seen rebellious and fun. It may even be fun in the short term. But all that glitters is not gold. Dating mutants can lead to mutant offspring or suicide, and may ultimately cause the extinction of all life. Remember, blood screening is not just wise, it's part of a good courtship and a sign of trust and caring. But what would happen if two mutants were to form a couple and have a child? Silhouette of a baby with devil horns. Being raised up like, shock! My baby is black! The act can only be an act of terrorism. Mutants, not being human, cannot feel love in the same way people do. They may believe they do, but love, coming from God, is denied them. What they feel is fellowship, combined with lust. In the way a dog or rabbit will breed, so too will the mutant. Only it is not natural, it is the deliberate spreading of mutancy. Until a cure for mutancy is developed, such coupling should be discouraged, if not punished severely, for the continuation of the human race. What kind of life can the offspring of that union have? A loveless life of cruelty and wickedness, for sure. Mutants seeking an offspring seek to overthrow God's children and replace his temples with ones of their own father. The devil! Remember, kissing a mutant is just the first step towards the end of all life on Earth. It's not love, it's genocide. Don't date mutants! Well, I hope we've all learned something.
Surely that's horribly antiquated.
It's very old, but we have not been given a new training video. But I think the point's still, there's something we can learn from all of this. And that is that, public displays of affection between mutants make ordinary people feel very uneasy. The attitudes in this video are not too far removed from what the general public think about mutants because of their social preconceptions, anti-mutantism, and deliberate misinformation from some sources. Now, we all know that
And
we're not
Soviet.
really any different. Especially in this anti-Soviet time, mutant affections are to be kept discreet, and you all certainly should not be going into each other's rooms of the opposite gender because of the implications therein. Some of you are still too young. The two boys are just like... the younger ones, Anthony and Michael. So, hopefully we can all learn something about the way people think about this. For example, if we were to ever go into town again, you should certainly not engage in obvious interpersonal fraternization. Not that anyone is aware of any such relationships going on at the moment. At this point, H2O will say, not for lack of trying.
Alpha's just
Don't
going to
turn to H2O and raise an eyebrow.
There's just going to be periscoping eyes. Oh, who, what? Are there relationships?
Stephanie puts her hood up. She's taken to wearing a hooded jumper over top of the Cosby sweater.
Oh, okay, not replacing it. Interesting.
It's with the pocket in the front. And big baggy jeans. So, we're required to show you this, of course, because of the sinful mutant. And does anyone have any actual pertinent questions or anything to do with this subject, not necessarily relating to the religious hit piece?
Sir?
Really? What the fuck just happened?
No, that just fell on.
Just move this. Move this.
Actually, it did used to be over there. It got moved when I was.
Well,
vacuuming.
people keep banging into it. And by people, I mean just Shannon. He has 6 people! Longhole, Scrapper, Hook, Mixmaster.
Sir, I mean, it's this kind of still the public perception with like Johnny's father working on the cure for.
It's certainly the official story is that mutancy is a disease and not an evolutionary step. It's something to be cured, and there are many people, especially in these sort of southern states, that have a very firm Judeo-Christian view on made in God's image. You certainly would be considered a devil. I mean, not by me. I mean, I'm a mutant too. We get it.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Squad leader Emery, report.
Then how come, if Pterodino is working on a cure, why are they at the same time creating whole new mutants in test tubes?
Why not have an implacable and completely obedient super army of giant machines? But we do have some good news for you on that point. Apparently, its free will has been removed by a general reducing of its intellect, by some kind of mental dampener. So it is apparently going to be completely obedient and certainly not going to be taking care of you, Jennifer. Jennifer's just like, I don't know why I'm here. You're a mutant. But if I don't... if I just don't... If, I know the subject could be embarrassing. But my boyfriend's father's a doctor. I have had this talk, strangely with his parents before mine. But I already knew because porn is everywhere. It's policy. And they make me do it because someone hates me.
Is porn everywhere now, Susan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not on the internet, but there's porn magazines, there's dirty bookstores.
Oh, that kind of stuff, yes.
Like, T.J. Hooker had numerous episodes about dirty people hanging about porn places, so it's like, it's okay for it to be everywhere.
Gotta have your paperback magazines.
No doubt at least one of you has at least one dirty magazine somewhere.
Surprisingly, not me.
Alvin, you're a goo monster.
I haven't always been a goo monster, I just didn't think to pack one.
The point is that if you have any questions about this sort of thing, and the DMV's official policy on interfraternization is we're not the military, you're all grown adults.
Sweet! Swing. That means this is over, right?
If you want it to be.
This is
This is an optional class?
No, we've done the mandatory part. The rest you can stick around and ask questions and discuss sexuality amongst mutants.
Oh, I'm missing this. Back in the scene.
I suppose I should stick around for the benefit of the rest.
Anyone? Good?
Oh. Wait. Has no one here dated outside of...
This is pointless. They're all stupid rules just trying to keep us down. And Harmony's like, maybe pointless for you. None of these rules apply to me.
How do you mean, honey?
She's kidding.
They're all rules designed to keep mutants down.
So why don't they apply?
I will not be kept down. Ever again. By anyone. She'll just stand up and leave. Split. Yeah! I can't believe I'm not checking out sooner. God, nothing's changed! Jeez!
Nothing's changed since when, Tom?
2012!
The movies certainly haven't changed in the past 50 years.
Literally! That's the same movie! Tom storms back in. Hang on, I forgot something. Sets fire to the movie.
Yes! Yes! My boy!
Just walk.
Hero move! Big play! Oh.
I'm responsible for that.
He'll bend water around it. Like we don't have more. Every year someone sets fire to the 2 laps around the base. Try to enjoy it.
I will.
Try not to entertain the troops too much.
Can't be helped.
3 complaints.
Complaints. So yeah, I'll be doing laps around the base. Can I bring it, because I didn't know we were doing a week skip. During that week, how much free time would I have had at night? I know this is purely dependent on how many times people failed their classes and I had to stick around.
Yes.
Yes.
You can make a roll to determine that.
Oh, okay.
Because you're responsible.
19.
19 times.
Damn it! The high roll crushed me.
19. You had 19 minutes of free time, because you know a bunch of fuck-ups.
Because I was wanting to... Because I heard that the danger room... You could
The
go
danger
there.
room has now been repaired. That's why I wanted the week skip, because I worked out it would take an extra
Oh,
week
so
to
it wouldn't
fix
have been ready anyway.
Yeah.
Damn, I was wanting to... Because I heard you
can
can make
now.
your own programs.
Yep, it's on the terminal.
Okay.
Well, that will be unlocked when you get back to your thing. So everyone else who isn't being currently punished by running around has to attend their medical course next, because basic, like recovery position, that sort of thing. So you can make a roll to determine how good you are doing at that.
12 and what?
And
14.
yeah, you're doing well. Right, then, right before lunch, the mailman comes in. And he hands that to Stephanie. He hands that to Stephanie. He hands that to Anthony. and you're not there, so he's like, and he'll just go stand by
Wait.
your door going,
Yeah, seeing the mailman, it's like, if you're looking for Roxy, she's doing laps. Stand somewhere near the track and she'll pass you.
in the facility only, citizen. Now, Anthony's going to read his. You can open it up, you can read it. Oh. Go off to his room looking glum. Stephanie's going to open hers and just be like,
The name was enough.
and then opens this up, goes really pale, and just rushes off to her room.
I have one really important question. How far along am I getting in Labrador Puppy? I think I've been focused on my own efforts to...
No progress.
Make a roll for it.
Well, you didn't, so it's too late now.
Well, I've learned I do not roll things unless I need to roll them.
There's no good way of doing it.
But do it the wrong way.
You'll get back down. The mail is here you go. It is mail.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mailman. Do I recognize this symbol?
It's an internal Pterodino Labs routing thing. So probably not.
Huh. Thanks. Don't go into my
He's
quarters.
gone.
Once the door's closed.
Those of you listening at home, she's reading.
Yeah.
A look of fixed concentration.
If I'm not too busy with Subnautica or Fist of the North Star, I'll put the appropriate music in for this. But I probably will.
The hell? Just throw it on the desk, the main desk.
Why, thank you.
But if you are my main desk,
I'm actually surprised he hasn't just gone snooping around people's rooms when they're
I'm
not
waiting
there
for
yet.
that to come up at some point.
If there hadn't been a time skip, that would be currently happening.
Oh, well, then I guess you've got this week to do it then, don't you?
Oh, one thing I would have done then, since I can't actually access the danger room, I would have bonged on Stephanie's door at some point during that past week, and I would have said, "I'm sorry about what happened when Alvin came in the other night. I didn't realize I was just having some fun. I didn't realize it would get to you.
It's not over. It's
I'm-
never over.
But I'm
I will have my revenge. You will see.
gonna make it up to you. I promise."
You'll make it up. When I have my revenge.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Meanwhile,
So on Roxy's door, as you're doing whatever it is you're doing, just if you happen to be passing it, there is a note that says free underwear giveaway. Just come on in and help yourself.
bing bong,
Who is it?
Alvin.
Come on in.
Fine. Hi. Do you have any spare? I'm just since you're off, Rega. You know, I have to practice.
This is not the first.
I have to practice.
Oh.
No, you've been having like little notes designed to embarrass you on your door all week since the revenge.
Oh, okay.
I just thought if I was going to practice you in my room, it would be more authentic if I actually had some of your underwear.
Get
No?
out!
Okay. Just it was the side you were offering.
At least thanks for telling me or showing me.
You're welcome. Scoot. Heading around to Stephanie's room, and instead of ringing the doorbell, probably just going to go under the door.
Okay. She's not there. But her room is in a slight disarray. Some of the stuffed little animals have been thrown around. and there's stuff all over her desk.
All the way and under. Alright. Yay!
Please just read them out loud.
Alright. 2. The Beautiful Blonde Mutant. Is that SMS or SM5?
SM5.
SM5 came at the Register Mutate.
Care of the Registrar Mutate.
My dear, I saw you in the park and fell in love. It sounds corny, but never have I seen a woman with the stealth grace
Sure.
and kindness. I watched as you aided the old man and tracked and defeated his attackers, and I am moved. Please allow me the honor of taking you to dinner, or a movie, whichever you prefer. Please reply, Burhouse Daniel, in a P.O. box. She has admirers.
Of course she does. Look at her.
Yes.
He can't, she's not in the room.
Attention, Stephanie Richards. The last 13 deliveries of your Swimsuit of the Month Club package have been returned, address unknown. As such, your subscription will now be sent to your billing address. If you wish to register a new postal address, please fill out all of the form enclosed. Also, find enclosed your last 13 swimsuits. Olympic Classic. Is that Sulfur or Surfer?
Surfer.
Surfer. 3-inch.
Molten boron.
High tricks or high risk. Model French USA AOIC? AOK?
USA okay.
Shimmer, Heyman, Army, Navy, Air Force. We hope you enjoy them. Swimsuit of the Month Swim One.
The swim crate. Why does that not exist? You'd have different bro shorts.
Oh, is the danger room up now, or is it?
It will be as of you get back from your run.
Which I already did.
Then it's up now.
Okay, I'll get to the danger room.
Alright.
At least pick up some of the stuffed cushions and stuff like that and the toys and then put them
There's
back
also
on.
like a package with that's just unopened that just has like swim crate on it. And the little logo.
Simply go just if you had to put some of the stuff like back on your bed. Open the door. Exit.
You don't see her around.
Has anybody seen Steph just like...
So you say to the nobody around.
Well, there's always NPCs floating around.
Oh, okay. So you're addressing the NPCs on the... Okay, they're like, who? What?
The beautiful girl that lives there.
Oh,
See her?
her. Yeah, I've seen her.
Have you seen her recently and around?
Oh, around, all right. Oh, yeah, she was heading up towards the training facilities in the danger room.
Thank you. Splorp. I heard that because I left my ear here. Dang. And head to the danger room.
Okay. You pass Jennifer by the phone bank, who's just sort of there, and then she just hangs up the phone and runs off. This has been happening fairly frequently. But you also see Titanium trying out a new towel. Yeah. Oh, hi! I wasn't trying to look cool.
Well, byproduct. You were looking cool anyway.
You get to say what I like to hear. Makes me like you more.
Message received.
Hey, I was going down to the pool to try this swimming.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. I was going to head down to the danger room. I was just...
Oh, you want to spend your free time in the danger room, huh?
No,
Yikes.
I was just looking for Steph after she got mail. She wasn't looking so hard. For her, you know, she took it badly.
Sounds about right.
You know, if she tells me to screw off, I might see you there.
That's good. I might need a flotation device. I don't like water.
You are top of my list to come see. If you do all the way to the bottom, try not being middle. You can't swim, right?
No.
Oh.
I have to learn to swim before we hit the swim classes so I don't look like a fool in front of everyone.
I'll do my best to get back to you.
Don't spread yourself too thin!
Seriously, get a spotter, man. I don't.
Harmony will be there.
Yeah. Nobody better to have at the pool.
Yeah. You arrive at the danger room. It is engaged.
God darn it.
Well, there was like the holodeck. It has like a screen. You can see what's going on. You could, or at least you can like see the program engaged and who's using it.
I'll at least look at that while I'm there.
The program engaged is Assassin Training Level 2, and it is being used by Solaria at DMV.
Is there an intercom?
.gov.us.
Is there an intercom so I can talk to who's ever in there?
Of course there is.